I've been fortunate enough to have the same business partner for over 15 years, and I met her in somewhat of a serendipitous fashion. My business partner's name is Mary Yench, and she was consulting to this agency where I got a job. And before I accepted the job, I said, you know, do any women work here? Because I had met 5 or 10 men, and I said I just wanted to get a sense of if any women work there. So they said, yes, let us introduce you to Mary Yench. And I go in and I sit in the office with Mary, and we immediately hit it off. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes in friendship, less often I think in business, where there was just a natural chemistry. So I went home and I said to my husband, I'd really like to work at a place where a person of Mary's caliber works. They didn't tell her that I was interviewing for a job, and I assumed when I said, do women work here, that they would introduce me to a woman who actually worked at the place I was interviewing. Turns out she was just a freelancer. So I took the job partially based on the fact that I wanted to work with her, and we wound up working closely together as part of that agency for 2 years before we went off on our own and built a successful partnership and business for the last very many years. And for me, I think that the fundamental reason that our partnership has been successful, and when I say successful, I mean we've enjoyed it, we've grown businesses together, and we've accomplished some of our professional and personal goals, is because we have very common values. We respect each other's choices. You know, when your business partner knows more about your daily activities than probably even your family, you need to have real trust and real openness. The other piece is our minds work in different ways. So the experience of building ideas together is really energizing for me. She tends to be visual, I tend to be more linear, and when we put the combination together, we get output that I think is greater than either of us probably would have come up with on our own. And I've continued to have that experience. We migrated into another business. We went from consulting into a venture-backed female sexual health business. It never occurred to us to say, will our relationship translate into an entirely different environment? Because we had those fundamental things in common. One of the things that's nice about having a partner for 15 years is that you see yourself evolve and grow both as a person and a professional. So Mary is 13 years older than I am, and she had kids before I did. They were, you know, well into their high school years when we met, and I had never thought about being an entrepreneur seriously until I met Mary. And one of the things that she said to me that was so compelling is she had a very clear mission about how she wanted to live and how her work was going to fit into her life. And that has really informed the motto that we have. So for any business that Mary and I are in, we have a couple of core principles, which is we do work we like with people that we like. And when one of those balances is off, you know, we are willing to raise our hand and say, you know, Houston, we have a problem. It is rare that we've had to part ways with a client at our suggestion, but we've done it because life's too short. We've been at this a long time. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that every moment of work is fun. But if you're fundamentally working on things that you're interested in with people who you share things in common with, that's great. And I really want to distinguish people who you like working with from friendship, because it's not all of these business relationships don't evolve into friendships. Some tiptoe, some go over the line, but there are some fundamental characteristics that we just require when we're working with someone. You know, I have some hard and fast rules, and there's not that much in life that's hard and fast. Don't lie. Don't mislead. Don't say one thing and do another. And so we really try to find clients, and over the years have built a really wonderful and robust client base that shares those values. And in the circumstances where we haven't been so lucky, it's a much more painful process. Mary and my skills overlap in a lot of areas. I think we both focus on understanding what the insights are that will drive a client's growth. So whether that's a consumer, a customer, a physician, a health plan, that's where we really focus. Mary is very good at envisioning the future. I would say that's one of her strengths. And I'm extremely good at building the relationships and identifying opportunities for additional work so we can build our future. So those are the two, I would say, most discrete areas. But in many, many ways, we're both very analytical. We both love data. We've both are steeped in the categories in which we work, pharmaceutical, health and beauty, consumer products. We both have a real intellectual curiosity. What's interesting is Mary loves the whole process of finding the answer. I love the moment when we figured out the answer, and then the rest is coasting for me because I've gotten it and the puzzle has come together for me. Mary likes spending more time in the puzzle, and I like more time at the end of the puzzle.